Hello and welcome all to another AFR special. Sea Carrot here. Unfortunately, no Kunai with me this evening for a reason that he's on baby duty, which is taken priority, which is fair enough. We're here for 100% around Abu Dhabi, and we have our usual performance situation here with unequal cars, so real world performance for these guys. Bit of a challenge in that respect. We'll see how they go. Let's try and get the audio going properly as we've stuffed around with OBS a bit. Have to tweak that. Turn that up and tweak that. There we go. Alright. Should be okay to go now. Just let me know in the comment section if audio's a bit screwed up and I'll tweak it a bit. Because I'm using some of Kunai's awesome graphics packages tonight. As these guys do their first few outlaps in quali. Alright, that should be a little bit better. Okay. Got telemetry going. Let's see where we're at as we settle into what will be quite the session. Something like 55-ish laps, I think, around here for a 100%er. Might be plus minus a few there. It's a guess. But in for a good one. Should be about 2-ish hours of racing on this fine Saturday afternoon. Cricket one screen, Formula 1 AFR the other. That's what you want. On board with Apollo, just setting a feeler lap out there on his hards. Jacob set his first lap on soft, so 138.1. Sphinx comes across the line, 137.1. Stay on board with Apollo until the end of his lap, as it all is a little bit meaningless still at this early stage. We've got 11 in the field. We've tried to balance cars as best as possible. Last week, Impulse was a bit of an advantage. The only one in a front-running team in the Ferrari. Sort of left everyone else in the lurch in the second half of the race. We have a tougher time of it in the McLaren. Band sets a preliminary fastest, a 137 flat in the Renault. Now the good thing about not having equal cars, which is basically in this game equal means everyone has a Mercedes, is the cars have different strengths and weaknesses. Now they're a little bit wrong as to real world strengths and weaknesses. As we know, a lot of season developments has happened and cars aren't where we thought they were, but in-game cars seem to be balanced around about Melbourne specs, so Haas is still considered the 4th fastest car on the grid, which as we know isn't real. to what real life says, but in this game they are. So we've whacked Combined and Lotus in there, so they should have decent frontline pace as Polo boards out of this lap. Go on with someone else is doing a fast lap. Maybe Wahid's on a quick one. So Haas should have good straight line speed, rocking the Ferrari engine, of course. As will Jacob and Memphis, or Skins as he's known. In the Sport Pisa has the Mercedes engine beneath them. See, coming around penultimate corner. Oh, he's going to pull out of this one a little bit. Okay, wasn't happy with that lap. Telemetry wise, doesn't look like anyone's on a fast lap right now. 11 minutes to go. Poor old Gus on his lonesome down in the Toro Rosso. We've considered it to be the second slowest car. Performance chart says it's third slowest. Performance chart says it's actually faster than the Alpha, but I think the Honda power engine's a little bit weaker, so the Alpha will be quicker around here. But we'll find out, won't we? Strategy here, given it's 55 laps and given this track has pretty decent tyre wear, we'd have to say a soft one-stopper isn't going to be on the cards. You're going to have to stop at least twice if you want to start with your softs, unless you're really desperate and want to push a soft hard. Hello chat, Reetsy Righty, however you want to say it, 2010 man. Good to have you around for this Saturday Arvo. Jacob lines himself up to start his fast lap. I'll stay on board with him, see what he can do as he throws it up into hot lap. This first corner I find particularly the hardest on this circuit actually. Throws it straight in the deep end. Easy to screw up your line through there and run wide and get an invalidate. Does pretty well this time around. Hits both apexes okay. Make sure to pull it up nice and tight. Runs a little bit wide there and on the curb. Unfortunately that'll hurt a little bit down this straight. Clips the curb nicely. Don't run too wide, straighten it up nice, that's good. DRS open, back up into hot lap. Personal best through the first sector. No glaring mistakes for this lap so far. Should be a decent one. Jumps up one spot at 137.6. I've just jumped down with Potsy as I saw him do a purple first sector. So he's certainly got some pace in that McLaren. Wouldn't be surprised to see the McLaren fighting near the front. it is a pretty good overall package. Aero and chassis helps around here for sure. It's a nice balanced car. Ooh, bit of wheel spin there on the exit, but good enough for pole provisionally right now. 136.7, the first one into the 136s, and then Sphinx follows with a 136.5 and jumps him straight away. Quality third sector there for Sphinx. His lap wasn't looking that good for the first two sectors, but he really tightened it up there at the end. See if Ben can improve. When he does, it's 136.9 as well. Times are starting to trundle down. We've got 6 minutes left. Enough time for probably 2 more runs. If they can get into the pit nice and quick. Jump down with Lotus. I think he's on a lap. Just about to finish one. And he improves up to 6th. So, not bad, not bad. Hard to get a running order of the car strength right now. Haas probably a little bit slower than I thought it would be, but might more be the driver's lap than the car, we'll see. Doesn't appear that anyone is currently on a hot lap. They're all coming in, get ready their final runs. Past the first one out. Seems to be on a hot lap. He's done personal best in the first sector. Yeah, took a bit too much curb through there. Got hit with that invalidate. It's a shame. I'll cool down those tyres and go for another one. He may have an extra set that he can throw on as well. Shame for him because it was a personal best up to that point. Would have been an improvement. He's going to throw on some new shoes. He's got plenty of time. Sphinx is retired from the session. We've seen enough. First one to drop with the 136.5 should be good enough for a top half start at least. Bind on his outlap, about to start it off. See what he can do. Throws it into overtake. Pretty neat and tidy through there, held it flat. That's all pretty nice through there. He's done a personal best first sector, bodes well. Pulled up clips just the right amount of apex curb. No wheel spin on exit, throws DRS open. Ooh, a lot of curb there. That's gonna kill him, I think. That's probably invalidated. Yeah, it certainly has. What a shame. Second car in a row we've seen clip that curb on the inside. costly error. He's going to pull out now. I don't know whether he won't have time to do another full out lap. Jump on with Skins. See what he can do in the Sport Pisa Pink Panther. Might fly under the radar today. Bit of a dark horse for us, Skinsy. This car should have good straight line speed with that Mercedes engine. Oh, he's even going to get a cheeky toe off Gus. Not much of one, but it might count. He's going purple first sector. Don't cut. Purple second sector as well. I think he got away with it there, just on the white line. This is boding to be a damn good lap if he can keep it clean in this final bit. Tidy exit. What's it going to be? It's good enough for provisional pole. 136.2. Best lap we have seen. We'll be pleased with that. He coming around into the final couple of corners as well. We'll see if he can improve from third on the grid at the moment. I don't think he will. No, not quite good enough there. Bottas out. We won't see that. Apollo is on a personal best at the moment, as is Impulse, Jacob and Gus. Combined finishes his hot lap there. Good enough for second on the grid to start. Will it stay that way? Haas will be pretty pleased with that. Jacob and Lotus finishing as well. Oh, just the right amount of white line there. I think he got away with it. Apollo should be able to improve this lap. He's done personal best so far. He's on a softer compound out of his first lap. Oh, I don't know. That was close there. Should be good enough for a top 5 here. No, I'm going to say it must have been invalidated, because that was a 136.2. So yes, that would have been good enough for front row, but invalidated there somewhere. Looks like Wahid is done as well. Can't improve. So that's going to be a qualifying session by the looks of it. Guys will all retire from here. So pretty damn good session there for Skins and Combined. They'll be happy with that start. Bit of a lopsided grid for the Pink Panthers. Jacob's down in 10th, I think it was, so a bit of a split between the racing points. Couldn't quite get it dialed in. Last week's winner, Impulse, will start second row behind Combined in the McLaren. Gus, unfortunately, starting at the very back in the Toro Rosso, the slowest car on the grid, but he did pick the medium tyre, so considering that, and he was only a tenth off the two cars in front of him on soft, that bodes pretty well. He should be able to go nice and deep, and that should Apollo. Strategy should come back to him as those softs wear out. They can just keep on chugging along. as we get ready to go racing. Hopefully everyone loads in okay. Ooh, so I get that yawn out of the way. Make sure. I know Potsy's had internet issues in the past, but he seemed to race okay in the F2s last night, I believe it was. So hopefully it stays the same. At least we've got a pretty picture to look at as we load. It's always tough to pick a fast one around here, or pick a winner from this field. You never know. These guys are all pretty quick and competitive on their own right, and we've got realistic car performance to play with as well. Skins was pretty impressive in that quali session. Be looking to see if Gus can make his way through the field from the back in the slowest car out there. Oh, looks like we've had a crash. Ugh, what a disaster. Alright, let's try and load back in nice and quick. Bear with me. That doesn't happen very often. I'd like to say it's a massive surprise, but it really isn't. It is the Masters of Code after all. I'll be back with you in hopefully not long. Alright, here we go. Let's get back into this nonsense. Got hit with that crash cheese. Codemasters always gets us somehow. Join back to the session. Hopefully we haven't missed the start of the race. Okay, we haven't. I don't think. Still waiting for the session to start. They're on the front row, ready to go. Oh, perfect timing there. They're away with their formation lap, so okay, that's worked out nicely. Okay, let's just whack the old telemetry up again so I know what I'm looking at in the background. Okay, hopefully we are as normal. We didn't miss anything. Brilliant. So we will put intervals on. We'll look at position change for the early parts of this race. So where the hell were we? Right. So yeah, nice little different change of pace this 100% race. As we usually say, these guys aren't used to racing this long, unless they do it in their career mode, but it takes a hell of a concentration to to stick it out for 55 laps and not make a mistake and ruin your afternoon. You've got no one in the Mercedes or the Ferrari or the Red Bull because they're just a bit too quick, a bit too much of an advantage. And obviously no one in a Williams either because, well, you'd probably rather be in an F2 car than a Williams, so stuff that for a laugh. So everyone's in a midfield-ish car, so it should be fairly even with just some differences in straight line pace and cornering. Renault's pretty quick in a straight line, but the chassis of a boat sort of struggle through the twisty bits a bit. Opposite sort of story for the likes of the Toro Rosso and Racing Point. Should be decent in the corners. As we get ready to go racing, we wait for the lights. We've got 5 red lights. And away we go. Clean start from everyone so far. As we've already got the Jacob falling back. And Gus making a move as a couple of the front runners run wide. First corner. And run through relatively okay. Unscathed so far. Haas running wide as well there. Combined drops back. Impulse making moves and Potsy, the McLaren's making their way to the front already. Getting those tyres going early. Poor old Combined. They dropped 5 spots, 6 spots now from the start. Hasn't been a good start for him at all. I'm not sure if he's carrying damage or not. I didn't see much of any contact. But he's been overtaken by Gus already, 3 corners in, so that's a good move for him. Jump down with Apollo. He's coming up at the inside of Gus. Not an easy move to make. He should have the straight line speed on him. Of course, he's on the slower compound though to Gus's soft. Stay with him as they settle into a bit of a rhythm. Heavily Combined has got himself sorted now and can pick up the pace again. What a shame for him. Great quali session and it all threw away in the first couple of corners. But at least he's got out of it relatively unscathed and can race on. Don't think anyone picked up damage first lap so far, which is a fantastic sign. Skins crosses the line as the leader, completes the first lap. 2 more laps, of course, and then DRS will kick itself on. Come on, runs wide there. First corner. Already a little bit of a gap there opening up between the top 5 and the bottom 6. Gus looking up the inside of Band. He's doing really well in that Toro Rosso to start. Supposedly the slowest car out there, but he's not looking like it yet. He's in overtake mode. He wants to get these moves done quick before those soft tyres go off. Up the inside of Band, not an easy thing to do. Runs a bit deep because of it, but he'll make it stick and get a good exit as well. Band's not going to be able to hang with him. Now Apollo's looking to pounce on Band as well up the inside. And gets it. Forces Band to go on the inside of the curb. What a terrible camera through there. Couldn't see anything. But makes it stick. Made Band run over the curves, which cost him a fair bit. So Band struggling a little bit early for pace. That Renault not lending itself brilliantly through the corners. Apollo goes a bit deep there. Yeah, totally agree, Revo. That Skins was my dark horse from the get-go, and I think that's how it's going to go. That Sport Pisa with that Mercedes engine is quick in a line. Got a bit of talent to boot, so seconds blown out now between Apollo and Gus. Gus falling off the back. Gus really marching through the field considering the handicap he's got, as we've got, oh no, Potsy sideways. Got hit probably with the classic tank slapper. It happens to me here all the time. Coming out of that first left, right. And hopefully you can recover. He's got plenty of time to go, of course, but those tyres will be a little bit worse for wear now. So that's a shame for him. He's looking pretty good early. No damage though. DRS has been kicked on now. We'll see if it makes any difference for these guys as I switch on to Gus and he loses it into the wall. He was pushed a little bit too hard and he's lost a big chunk of that front wing, so now he's going to be stuffed. He's really going to struggle to get that car around this track with any decent pace now. He's going to have to pit and change that wing. These guys just need to get past him as soon as possible. Don't get held up too much. He's not making it easy for him though. Give him combine the old heave-o. He's not just going to give that spot up. Racing hard to spot it. But you can see that aero disadvantage there, running deep into every corner. He's got a pit for that. You can't do 52 laps on that wing. So carrying a surfboard as he dives into the pit. We'll see what sort of compound he wants to throw in as well, because that might be interesting in the later part of the race. So the two Haas's now racing each other. Jeez, the cameras around here are absolutely woeful. I'll have to stay on board. Haas's have a habit of touching in real life and in game. These two aren't often teammates, so it should be okay. His gaps are starting to open up again. We'll see what he's come out on. He's going to come out in the medium. Whacker. Current compound tyre, so we can all see at home. So fresh set of mediums there for Gus. He should be able to run pretty deep with those. And look for one more stop near the end, probably for a set of softs to go quick in the last sector. And we'll jump up with Impulse and Sphinxy. We've got a little three-way. Oh, not going to be able to get the move done like that, Impulse. Big cut to try and go for a dive up for the lead, but smart to pull out of it and not force it too hard. Certainly not a clean move. Stay on board and see if he can get it done. Skins runs wide there, but it gives him a decent exit. Oh, loses the back end a bit now. Impulse has got the chance. But he's all over a dirty line. He's just can't put the traction down. And now he'll probably be second best to that Mercedes powered Sport Pisa in front of him up the straight. Not too bad actually. Toe helped a bit. Have to see if one of them fights this pressure too hard and makes a mistake. Sphinx is right there to pounce. Oh no, and that's exactly what happens. Skins from the lead, lost at the back end. Exactly what happened to Potsy earlier. Big shame for him. He's lit up those tyres and he's going to fall right back. Lotus is going to pass him. Jacob, his teammate, passes him. And Impulse into the lead. Easy as that. Bright Skins could feel the pressure on the back of his neck. Hair standing up. And the wheels went off. Spun. So, like Potsy, now he's got to build from the back again. Gus is stuck in the pit. So Gus has pit twice now. I don't know what happened to Gus on that lap, but something happened to him. He's on another set of fresh tyres. So he's obviously made a mistake somewhere, lost wing again, and come in for a pit. It's gone from bad to worse for Gus. Far out. Now we'll look to see if Sphinx can make a move on Impulse. Put the pressure on him for a change, see how he likes front running. We know he can do it. He did it all last week in that Ferrari, but Doesn't quite have the advantage in pace as he did that time. We'll see if he can do it in a harder car. Sphinx has just got to stay within that DRS zone. Don't let him get out of it. This looks like our second closest battle at the moment. We've got Potsy and Skins battling back there. Skins is going to pit. Obviously scrubbed a bit too much pace off those soft tyres. They're done. Undercut might help as well. Looks like Jacob's coming up the back of Lotus. We'll jump down there in a second. We'll just see if Sphinx can close the gap with DRS here. Wax it up into overtake. It's pretty far back, but will he go for a lunge anyway? He's not shy. No. But he's close now, and I'll have a good run here on this second straight when he gets DRS again. Impulse runs a bit wide, puts it on the curb. That'll hurt exit. Sphinx will have a really good chance here with the toe, with DRS. Side by side. Looks like he's in front. Pretty cleanly done there by Sphinx. Doesn't look like there was any contact there. So Jacob's got that move done on Lotus. Just jump down and see what else is happening. Wahid and Apollo look happy enough to follow each other around at the moment. See if Impulse can make a move back on Sphinx. Renault Power in the lead. You don't see that too often these days. Good exit there by Sphinx. One of the few start-finish straights in the F1 calendar that doesn't have DRS on it. Seen this series occur. Take 2 casualties so far. We'll take another. Not this time. Ooh, couple of corner cuts there by Impulse. We'll start racking up those warnings. We don't have any penalties yet, I don't think. Oh no, looks like Impulse has got a 3-second penalty at some stage. Just didn't tell us about it. If it did, I didn't notice it. So, Impulse got the move here on Sphinx. He's got DRS and he's just going to move past him like Sphinx is standing still. Easy as that. See if Sphinx can do anything about it now on this second straight. Should be able to come back at him and try it all over again. Not this time. I'll just jump down and see if Lotus can make a move on Jacob. He's a bit further back this time. So, lap time wise, it looks like our midfield cars here, well, everyone's in the midfield in a sense, but we're running midfield at the moment on these soft 6 laps. Lap time's falling back a little bit now, into the 144s. So, as these guys come across the line to start lap 8, we've actually got Skins went purple in the first sector on that last lap. Oh, as Lotus has clipped a bit of the inside of that wall there, I think. He definitely took part of the styrofoam sign. I don't know if he took wing damage doing so. Doesn't look like it, but it certainly unsettled the car. He got lucky to get away with that. Far out. But he's lost the spot for his troubles. He's got DRS and in overtake. Will he go for the move up the inside? Looks like he's going to stick it in there. Locks up the front left. Runs a bit deep. He'll stay on the inside. Jacob's got a great run here though with DRS, and so he should be able to get this straight back. Will have to settle in behind. Bit of a back and forth there. Tough old straight there if you can't get the move done cleanly in that first DRS section. You just get pounced on in the second one again, so... It's not automatic, that's for sure. Now we've got a bit of a gap in the midfield forming. Got Impulse up in the front, Sphinx not letting go, still within DRS. Second half back then to Apollo and Wahid. Happy to follow each other around at the moment. And Bandcamp, big 4 seconds off from that running pack. And combined 5 seconds off from him. So, oh, Sphinx is off. First corner again. That's the third time for someone this race. Far out. Seems to be taking our top runners out more than anyone too. Just getting caught. It's going to get harder and harder on these worn tyres. Make it stick. Well, as Apollo goes up the inside of his teammate Wahid. So that takes a bit of pressure off Impulse. And he's got a nice 3-second buffer at the lead again. Wow. It's all just come to him. He's had 2 guys in front of him take themselves out. He hasn't had to put in any effort to do it. So, at the moment, Impulse is showing that maybe it wasn't all car last week that got him the win in the Ferrari. Maybe he can do it in a McLaren too. We'll see. See Jacob and Potsy fighting through the end of that first DRS section. Oh, Potsy almost loses the back end. A bit of heat into those rear tyres. The soft tyre real pace advantage will have dropped off by now. So we're seeing the guys that are on the fresh set of mediums posting faster laps than these old softs. Current fastest lap out there is Skins. And it looks like Potsy's seen enough. So he's going to dive in, go for the undercut. Whack on a fresh compound. Now, you could probably throw hards on and go to the end, but it certainly wouldn't be fun driving, so I would expect to see him come out on the mediums. What's happened to old Impulse? He's bottled it. He's let the Haas's through. He's lost 5-6 seconds there. Sorry, we missed that one. I wonder if he did it in the exact same spot as everyone else has. That first corner, I think it's taken 4 now. Bansu into 3rd place. Impulse has to rebuild his race. He's got little ERS to play with, and now he's back and 4th and stranded. And it's let the Alphas fight for the lead. Apollo and Wahid. Who knew? Supposedly the third slowest out there. No, 2nd slowest. The only car supposedly slow is the Toro Rosso, but the Alphas have found their way to the lead anyway. Ferrari powered, of course. They're decent in a straight line, but I don't think they have the best chassis. It's good enough, appears to be. I've got a bit of a buffer zone down at Bandcamp. A bit dirty there for Apollo. I'll follow his teammate around and stay close on those mediums. Sphinx is going to pit as well. Seen enough of those softs. So it does look like penalties are getting racked up. I'm just not getting told about it. Probably because I joined late, which is a bit annoying. But we do have a few 3-second ones out there. So according to my telemetry, Apollo is carrying 6 seconds at the moment. Wahid 3. Band is still clean. Impulse has 3 seconds of his own. Combined has 6 seconds. Wahid and Apollo fighting for this lead. This DRS zone here. It's enough to get the first overtake done, but usually this guy behind can do it again on the second, but Apollo, a great exit there. Those mediums are really starting to work well. Potsy went purple first sector there on that fresh set of softs, so it's interesting to see that Sphinx and Potsy came in for a new set of softs, so double soft stint for them to start this race off, which means they'll probably whack on the hards after these softs are done. He's fallen back just a bit. These softs don't quite have the power to claw up that gap like they did early. The mediums are in the zone now. Jump down to another battle. Just see if these guys can keep it clean through here. It seems to be the place of death at the moment. Line dives into the pit. 11 laps is all he wants from those softs. Currently the fastest car out there is Potsy on these 2-lap-old softs. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Oh no. Jacobs off in the first corner. Lost a big chunk of wing. Oh, he's lost the whole wing. Yikes, and he's got a whole lap to do on that. That is not going to be fun for him. He's not going to be able to make any turns. This is going to be a 2.5, 3-minute lap for him. Far out. So, first corner takes, I think it's 5th or 6th victim now. It's ridiculous. No one can quite deal with it. Apollo and Wahid still squabbling for the lead. Berta Sphinx should be able to get this done on skins with a brand new set of softs. Doing it around the outside here is not easy. Skins parks the car right where he needed to. No room to overtake through there without corner cut. As we are 12 laps in, Apollo first to blink up the front. Pits for a set of mediums. Let's Impulse and Band through. Probably Lotus as well. Skins has run wide there, which gives this spot to Sphinx nice and easy. How do you do? Pressure strikes again. So the rest of the cars are starting to follow through into their pits. A bit over half the grid's pit now. So it's still a pretty tight field up the front. That means that when you pit from the lead, you're coming back into the traffic of the midfield, so no one's really been able to pull a huge gap. Sphinx and Band, of course, Band especially, hasn't pit yet. Our top three still yet to pit, which means they'll fall back into the midfield as well, so current effective race leader is Sphinx. Followed closely by Skins. Messy there for Band, bit of lock up. Getting used to no assist still. Tough thing to get to grips with, especially the lack of ABS. Looks like he's going to pit this time. Yes, he is. Car in front of him has as well, Wahid, so only car yet to pit now is Impulse. He's back into the lead on track. But of course is a pit stop down, so the rest of the grid is starting to filter its way through. We're starting to get back to what our grid should be. Sphinx followed by Skinsy, followed by Potsy, who's made a pretty decent recovery from his spin early. It's the glory of doing it so early and having such a long race. Everyone's bound to stuff up somewhere at some point. gaps are starting to open up. This is the closest one. It's the only one sub a second at the moment. Wahid on Potsy. On the slower tyre, but doing pretty well. Potsy gets a much better traction on corner exit with those softs, so he's able to ward off the DRS, and he's just out of that range. Sort of pinball between it. And they're right up the back of Skins as well. So just for a bit of perspective, as these fresh set of tyres are doing compared to the old ones. Impulse's last lap, it's just across the line. He did a 1:44.5. We'll see what Sphinx does on this fresh set. A 1:41.7. So he's lapping 3 seconds faster than Impulse at the moment. So you got to think Impy's got to pit at some point, because he's only going to hurt himself later in the race. He's dropping seconds. He lining himself up here for a good run up this DRS straight. It's close enough if good enough. Should get good traction on exit. Whacks it into overtake, DRS open. He's pretty far back. That straight line speed, that Mercedes powered Sport Pisa just couldn't close the gap. Wahid on Apollo similarly. So that's the straight line advantage that Pink Panther has. May not be the most nimbly bimbly around the corners, but certainly got the bit of a love tap there, and then a brake check by Skins. What the hell's happening there? Skins is off. I'm not sure what's happened to Skinsy there. It looked like he just got a bit of a love tap at the back, but should have been able to continue on, but he's stopped, pulled over into the grass. Not too sure why. Struggling to get back onto the track. He didn't take any damage. There is no rear damage, of course, in this game, but whether the shock of it happened, I don't know. But it's not going well for him. Impulse finally pits for a set of mediums. We'll see where he comes out. It should be somewhere in the midfield, just behind Lotus, but perhaps. No, he's going to come out in front of Band. Okay. It's not too bad for him, but he could have been a couple of positions higher if he pit a lap earlier. But he's got the fresh tyres, much fresher than everyone else. We've scrubbed the first few laps off. But we know how powerful the undercut is around here, so got to use it when you get it. Polly makes the move. Oh, excuse me, lazy Saturday afternoon. Want to have an any nap? Potsy gets swallowed by Apollo. Doesn't look like he's going to have the pace to bounce back. Ferrari engined Alpha just too quick. McLaren should be able to stick close to him through these corners though. Nice smooth driving there by Potsy. Keep the pressure on. We've seen it time and time again already this race. Pressure leads to the mistake. These guys can't help but look in their mirrors backwards. Only battle sub the second. Apollo runs nice and wide there. Stays full throttle. Bit of a whip back. Flashbacks there for Potsy. He's lost it once already there today. He won't want to do it again. Wants to stay and park up Apollo's bum as close as he can for this DRS zone. He's going to need it. Oof. He's going to be too far back. Power of the Alpha. Supposedly the second slowest car out there, but it's not showing to be. Lap time's pretty even across the board. The guys on the old worn mediums like Gus and Skins struggling a little bit. Potty goes around the outside. Apollo have an answer as Potty loses the back end a bit but holds it. Great bit of driving and car control. Not the best line there for Potsy though, and he's going to run deep, which gives the position straight back to Pepsi. And side by side. Oof, tough perspective to see that what happened there, but it looked like Apollo closed the door on him. He got the move. Now Potsy has to try and do it all over again, and he's bringing Wahid along with him. The more these two squabble, Combined and Wahid are not far behind. Oh, Apollo. Far out. First corner strikes again. This time he gets lucky. Bit of a tank slapper, ran wide, but he held it. Backed off the pace to stop himself spinning. Only gives up one spot, so good damage control there, considering. It looks like he's going to get the run on Potsy here and be able to take that position straight back anyway. Oof. Lady luck. And a bit of damn good car control for Apollo. And you wouldn't have known it even happened. And we've got Combined up the back of Wahid. Within striking range himself. Potsy's going to try and go around the outside of Pepsi. He does. He makes it stick too. The second lap in a row. Good little squabble here. Apollo runs deep. The pressure from behind. These two battling and inviting the guys behind. Wahid and Combined an impulse. Soon to be a little DRS train. See if Apollo makes the same mistake he did last lap. If not. No, a bit better for him there. Just jump back a couple of cars. His impulse runs terribly deep. Missed his braking zone there. Still close enough. Started the DRS zone, but he's not going to get DRS unfortunately, so that error cost him there. As Wahid's weaving all over the track, trying to stop Combined from getting the toe. He's going to get it anyway. Sticks it up the inside. Oh, good driving by Combined. The apex perfectly despite the overtake. Now Potsy ready with striking distance on Pepsi again. These two just squabbling, swapping back and forth every lap. Got a nice little train of cars here competing for that third spot in the podium at the moment. Sphinx well out in the lead. He managed to pull 7.5 seconds thanks to all this fighting. He's pulling about half a second a lap. The rest of the field's got some gaps in it. Current fastest car on track is Combined. Hitting a 1:42.1 on that last lap. As Impulse goes deep again. Can't make it stick. But he's a little bit closer this time and he'll have DRS. What's Renault power got in the McLaren? Potsy looks to do the same thing to Apollo up ahead. McLaren on Alpha. Electric Boogaloo too. Whip around the outside. He should be able to make this one stick at the exact same time. Potsy does it up ahead. And then falls back behind Apollo. So Impulse has managed to make it stick. Not so much for Potsy. So McLaren and Alpha's squabbling away with Combined and his ass just parked in the middle there, not sure what to do. Awkward third wheel. Hoping he gets dragged through. Got a little third wheel in the battle. As the Potsy Apollo special enters about its 10th lap of fight. Rapidly approaching the halfway mark of the Grand Prix. 21 laps of 55 done. Apollo runs deep there, but it'll give him a good straight line exit. Potsy will go for the dive again. This time around the outside, but look at it. No, inside. As long as he can pull it up. Combined. No, sorry, Apollo manages to outbrake Potsy there. We'll have another chance here, this time around the outside. You'll see that end plate poke on through for Apollo. He's not going away. Potsy shuts the door on him. And gets it done. And now we've got a real train. We've got a 4-car train. It's one missed brake mark away from total disaster, which is where you like to be. You want to be on the edge of your seat. Mine takes all of that curb and some. Squabbling away in dirty air. See how they handle the dirty air around turn 1. Not too bad, everyone keeps it clean. I think we saw 4 different lines through there. Oh, Impulse sticks it up inside, sticks his nose in. How do you do? Compromises his exit a little bit. Unfortunate for him, so close to the cars in front. His DRS isn't really an advantage because Combined has it as well. Apollo looks to stick it up the inside of Potsy. Gets told no. Try again. I'll jump up so we can see this battle. Apollo looks like he's going to stick it around the outside as soon as he gets the brake done. And parks it on the apex nicely and gets it done. Easy as you like. We'll see you for the reverse next lap. Yeah, give you a penalty update, my friend. Unfortunately, not getting the warnings on screen, but telemetry wise, it looks like Sphinx has 3 seconds up front. Apollo has 9 seconds, so that'll hurt him come the end. If it stays the way it is. Potsy's penalty free. Combined has 6 seconds. Ooh! Combined right up the back of him. Total disaster. Potsy gets taken out, no fault of his own. That allows Wahid through and Impulse. And Combine's going to fall back behind Band. What a shame, not surprised to see that fight end in disaster and tears. Could have been worse. But Potsy's tyres are cooked after that off, unfortunately. He's got no grip on the traction. Combine's going to get past him now. He'll probably give the position to Potsy just out of some sort of sportsmanship. But that's a shame for those two, but bound to happen. So he's going to stick it in there anyway. But back where I was saying, I think it was down to Impulse. So Impulse has 9 seconds of penalties himself. Wahid 3 seconds. Oh, far out. Every bit of curve there. So penalties starting to get distributed around the field. At the moment, Band and Potsy are in the best situation to take advantage of that as they're squeaky clean. But a long way to go, not even halfway just yet, so I'll update you again on the pens closer to the finish when it starts to really matter. This is the only battle sub a second at the moment. Current fastest car on track is Apollo. Apollo and Impulse were the only two cars setting a 1:42 lap time last time around. Everyone else in the 43s or 44s. Looks like Combine's going to just drop out of DRS zone and not get it hit. So, I think for the first time since lap 2, not a single car with DRS. But look at that toe. Combine still managed to make up half a second on that straight with toe alone. Ferrari power in the Haas. He's got DRS this time, thanks to it. Will he be bold enough to stick it up Potsy? Ended in disaster last lap, he still gives him a nudge. Bit of a hurry up to the McLaren through the mid corner. I don't believe they're carrying damage. No, he is. He's got no left end plate for Combine, so he's doing pretty well despite. Would have lost that in his impact with Potsy the lap earlier. You'd think it would cost him in these corners, but he's handling it pretty well. Straight line speed is enough to keep him there. This turn 1-2 complex is where you think it'd cost. Some plenty of mistakes and offs here already today. With perfect intact wings. And he's going to have to back out a little bit, he does. Smart. Potsy gets a bit of a lag there. It looks like he hit a trampoline, but it's just lag. Let's have a look at the details. So everyone stopped except for Gus, who stopped twice in one lap after the other. I think he lost his wing 2 laps in a row, which is a shame for him. This Combine goes around the outside of Potsy. Goes a bit too deep though. Potsy gets the switch back on him and we'll have DRS. Oof. Inches in that. As they give the old side pod bang. So these old softs for Potsy will start costing him, you'd think. Position change from the start of the race. Combined and Skins, our 2 biggest losers early on. Combined had a terrible opening lap and Skins was doing quite well, leading the race for a while and then had an off. Sphinx first to jump for the second set of pit stops, and Potsy's going to follow him in. We'll see what tyres they throw on from here halfway into the race. I'm not going to be able to make it home on a set of mediums from here, I wouldn't think. Sphinx is going to try though. Put on a set of mediums. Potsy has as well. He's come out just behind combined. Much fresher rubber. 13 lap fresher. He should be able to get this move done. Even though he doesn't have the engine speed. He'll have the toe in the DRS. So Gus has DNF'd. Poor day for him in the Toro Rosso. Started poorly, went from bad to worse. Shame to lose our first car of the race. All the apps are starting to blow out a bit, but we'll see the pits start to happen again soon. Skins' tyres don't look too bad. Lap time wise, they're still okay. So those guys who have just pitted for fresh mediums will be hoping to go to the end of them. Not the best tyre at the end, but they'll be okay most likely. Now everyone has changed mandatory tyre except for Apollo. He's done 2 medium stints, so he has to change to a different compound at some point. He has to try either a soft or a hard. 12 laps on his opening set of mediums that he qualified on, and he's 14 on these current ones, so leaves him a little bit in the lurch. He's either going to another 10 laps and do an extra long, tough, soft stint, or throw on hards and be slow in the second half of the race, so strategy might bite Apollo a little bit. Potsy, purple first sector. We'll just jump on board with him. He's setting a hot lap. Best second sector, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be good enough for a new fast lap, but no, it is a 140.6, the new fastest lap of the race. So clear to see the McLaren definitely has some pace. Good sign for Potsy and good sign for Impulse up there in second. Who, on strategy, I would think that Impulse is currently leading this race. Purely because Apollo has to put on an awkward set of tyres at some point. So it's really been topsy-turvy. We've had a few guys lead and bottle it, fight their way back and into a good position again. Impulse has done well to get back up into second. Skins, unfortunately, despite his early race pace, struggling. Potsy and Jacob both penalty free, as is Band. The only ones penalty free are those three. Polo and Pepsi both with 9 seconds. Wahid with 6. We'll just jump up with Skins as he's coming up the back of Lotus, and then he touches the wall. Don't think he got any damage from it, but once bitten, twice shy. Combine dives into the pit. So 17 laps he managed on those mediums, which puts him in an awkward position a little bit because he's got to do 26 laps now on whatever he's going to come out on, which looks like another set of mediums. So that's going to be a hell of a stint. 26 laps on mediums near the end. Should be doable, but we'll see how the undercut works for him. He'd make a move up on impulse as well. We'll jump up to that very shortly. Skins runs a bit deep. She's going to compromise him here. I don't think he's going to. Yeah, it's way too far back to get the move on Lotus. We'll jump up with Wahid. See what he can do on Impy. He's lapping faster at the moment. Much faster actually, so keep it clean through this first turn section. Stays flat. Nice job. Gets that move. No, sorry, he's dived into the pit. That's why he's dropped positions. Should come out ahead of combined. That'll be his pit stops done and dusted. Combined and Skins won't be pitting again. I'd like to think that Sphinx won't either. He's going to try and push to the end, as will Potsy. He flies past Impulse here. Smart to do it in the second zone, so there's no answer to it. So the Alphas have made their way to the lead. Again. Both have to pit, of course. But for now, they lead. In fact, all the teams have almost filtered themselves into a natural order. We've got 2 Alphas, and we've got the McLaren, 2 Renaults, McLaren, 2 Haas, and 2 Pink Panthers. So a little bit out of order according to performance charts, but it's all in the drivers. Rough impulse through there, and a lift. Quite of the downforce. Lotus dives in, repeating in his 18 laps on that stint of mediums. He's coming out on another set to go to the end. It's going to be a long stint for some of these guys who decided that their mediums were worn at 17, 18 laps. And now they're going to ask 25 out of them. Impulse is going to try and strike back again. It's tough to get a move done in this part of the track though. just had to let the dog out of the room because she decided to throw up on the carpet. You love to see it as Impulse loses it into the wall. Far out. Coming onto the home straight, you don't see them spin there too often. But he's lost a big chunk of his wing just outside the pit entry, so now he's got to do a whole lap with a worn out wing. Ah, what a bugger for Impulse. Oh, look how much speed he's got to scrub through there. So by the time he comes through pits for a new wing, he's going to come out probably down in 9th, I would say. Which is a fair old punishment. While that happens, Skinsey managed to set the new fast lap of the race that last time around. His 2-lap-old mediums did a 1:40.08. Blistering lap. It's an improvement of a good 6/10 over the old fast lap. I think it proves that those racing points are a little bit out of order at the moment. They've got the pace. Nice pace there for Wahid through there. Really nice. Impulse and Van pit. Impulse will get a new wing. Van throws on a fresh set of mediums to go to the end, as does Impulse. We'll see how far back they come out. Vine will go past him. Skins will go past him. But he should come out just in front of Lotus. It'll be tight. No. Just behind Lotus, so down to 9. But all to do, he's got fresh tyres and there's a few guys around him still yet to pit. But it's a shame for Impulse. He was on course for a podium. Jump up with Apollo and watch this front running battle again. Teammate onto teammate. Skins purple first sector again that time around. Just getting a hell of a lot of pace out of those new medium tyres. Sphinxy and the Renault has been pulled into this battle. He's lapping faster than these two in front of him. Apollo and Wahid's old tyres starting to hurt a bit. They're doing 1:42, 1:43, but Sphinx managed a 1:41 on that last lap, so he's climbing. He is your effective race leader. Jacob pits for his final stop. So he is done and dusted for that. Pulse and Lotus having a fight. We'll see if Lotus can get him done back again in the second DRS zone. Impulse got a great exit there though. Won't be easy. In fact, it won't even be close. So Wahid is the first of our alphas to pit for the final time. He's going to throw on his last set of mediums and go to the end from here. 20 laps to do. He'll come out in front of Band in 4th place. Be in a nice position though. We'll definitely go to the end on those mediums now. Sphinx and Potsy will have some pretty tired mediums come to the end of the race. They'll be 29 laps old. He's going to try and put it past him again. I'm going to try and switch. Sphinx not really fighting for it there. He knows Apollo has to pit again. Doesn't want to cost himself time. He knows the real battle's behind him. Wahid is who Sphinx is really fighting, I think. It is a 15-16 second gap, of course, but by the time those tyres get old, it's Apollo pits. Is going to come out on softs. So we knew he had to do something different because he used up all his mediums in his first 2 stints, so it was either soft or hards. So now he's got to try and get 19 laps out of a set of softs. I mean, if he can do that competitively, nice. The most we've seen so far is Potsy do 16 laps on softs, but they certainly weren't competitive by the end of it, so we'll see. Probably would have tried to edge out just a few more medium laps if I could have on his last stint, but he's decided the undercuts are worth it. Hopefully he can nurse worn softs to the end. Bit of a cut there. But he's back to fighting with his teammate and he's come out ahead of Wahid. So in theory everyone has done their final pit stop. At least I think they have, in terms of their ideal strategy. A little quick penalty update, which sort of hurts Apollo the most. Sphinx has 3 seconds. Potsy has none still, so pretty damn clean drive for him. Apollo, unfortunately, has 15 seconds of penalties at the moment, which would put him all the way back into 8th, I believe. Or close to it anyway, so that hurts. Wahid has 6 seconds. Band has none. Skins has 3. Combined and Impulse have 9. And Lotus 6. Jacob's also clean running at the moment. So penalties starting to add up a bit for Apollo. purple second sector there for Apollo though. I did see him take a bit of curve. In terms of lap time, they're all sort of equaling out. They're all hitting 1:41.5s really. Half the field have. Skins is consistently the fastest guy on track though over the last few laps. Ever since he put on that set of mediums, he's been doing 1:40s. As is Impulse, so they've both got good pace. As Apollo just set the fastest lap of the race, 1:39.4. I saw him take a bit of curb though with it. I wouldn't be surprised if he got warned during the lap. Jump back down and see what Impulse can do and combine. He's lapping a second faster a lap, so should be able to get this move done. They both got the same amount of penalties, so it's full position. Ooh, a little bit of a love tap there. Mid corner, hurry up. Fly past the outside, combine, stick it in with the late brake. Won't need to, he'll have DRS on this second run. Bops takes a big bit of curb there, showed his exit a little. Same time this is happening, Apollo's climbing up on Potsy. One's going to stick it up the inside, no, lucky no contact, which is good. Keep it clean boys, keep it clean. Bit drift city there for Impulse on the exit, but he's held on. Let's have a look at our starting order. There's the stops, position change since the start, so it's been a good race so far. In actual fact for Sphinx and Potsy, both up big from their start, but the Potsy especially has made a few mistakes. He could have been doing it a lot easier than he has. Cora Combine and Impulse and Skins have thrown away good positions. Impulse and Skins have both led this race at certain parts. Potsy gets it overtaken there by Apollo. Or should I say the other way around? Potsy overtakes Apollo. Despite Apollo's much fresher tyres. Oof. He's brought Wahid with him, so if Potsy's not careful, he's going to get pounced on by two. Hunting Alphas, working in a pack at the moment. Surprised I can't quite get it done. Apollo on 3-lap old softs, and he just can't get around Potsy. He's got 18 seconds of penalties now, Apollo. So no matter what he does on track, he's not picking up a podium, but he wants the on-track overtake anyway. It's banned as pit. What has banned pit for? Ah, it's got wing damage. New wing for ban. He's going to go throw and soft, so he's going to go for fastest lap here at the end for ban. Polo finally gets it up. Potsy should get good traction out those tyres. He's going to try and come back at him though. He's got Wahid right behind too. Might be a bit far back. He is. So that's move done for now. Sphinx, your effective race leader. Only has 3 seconds of penalties, so he's looking pretty. As long as his pace doesn't drop right off with those tyres, he should be okay. 15 laps to go. Get towards the business end. Take penalties into account. Sphinx is your current race leader, of course. Potsy is in effective second place. He has no penalties. Wahid in third. Polo just starting to pull a bit of a gap there. See if Wahid can make the move. On Potsy, should be able to. Much better tyres, DRS, ERS, and the toe. Potsy fighting for it down this second DRS straight. He will, he's going to try and go up the inside, don't outbrake yourself. No contact, lucky. Pulled it in just in time. He's going to have to settle in behind though. Be surprised if that wasn't move done. Wahid's got much better rubber. He's going to jump down on Band, who's currently on a hot lap. He's set it in a hot lap. He's going for fastest lap. Fresh set of softs. Purple sector 1. Ban, thanks to penalties, is effectively P7. But if Impulse picks up any more, it'll be P6, so purple first sector, personal best second sector. He's certainly on track for a 139, maybe even better, maybe a 138. .139 flat. That's our new fastest lap. Only just by 0.02 of a second. 0.02 of a second, I should say. Sorry. But fastest lap nonetheless, so that'll be a point. Can't see anyone else besting that unless anyone else wants to pit late on for another set of softs. Panels have all sort of separated out a bit now. The closest one is Potsy on Wahid, but he's only going to go backwards, I think. We'll see if Wahid can close the gap up to Pepsi as Pepsi's tyres start to wear. Lapping a bit faster, about a second faster than Apollo. Pretty equal in the first sector though. .12 laps to go. Pepsi is effectively P5 with penalties right now, I believe. Sphinx, your race leader. Oh, bit of a hit there for Wahid in the wall. Nice shunt. I think it was just a side pod. No, he's lost end plate. Well, that'll hurt the old charge up the field. And invites Potsy in behind him. 11 laps to go. He's got to limp that car around with a bung leg now. So that'll definitely add time. So Potsy can close that gap. Got to get another 11 laps out of these tyres. Already looking a bit crabby. Still doing decent pace on them, but I don't know, by the end I think they'll be ready for the skip. Potsy really closing that gap. He's gained a second on Wahid early in this lap. Probably didn't see Wahid hit the wall, so he's probably a little bit surprised as Impulse is retired from the session. And Combined is slow as well. Have they had it coming together? Oh please, I hope not. You can see Impulse all the way straight ahead. He's dived straight there, so I don't know whether he got hit by Combined, but he's out. What an absolute shame for Impulse. Make it to lap 45. I don't know whether there was an incident there. We didn't see it, but he's done for. But he decides to pit, get that new wing. He's going to throw softs on and go for a sprint, you'd have to say, here at the end. He's still going to come out in decent position. He's probably going to come out just ahead of Combined. He's coming down the straight now. I guess he should come out ahead of Combined. So effectively your race leader is Sphinx, who has picked up a penalty finally, but only one. He's got 3 seconds. Apollo 18. Potsy has 3, so he's finally picked up a penalty. This has nullified the race for the lead a little bit. Memphis and Wahid both have 6 seconds. Combined has 12. Lotus has 9. Bandcap none as usual, and Jacob none. So clean race from our guys back in 8th and 9th. See what sort of pace Wahid has. Finishes his first out lap on these tyres. Ooh! Yikes. I was lucky he was in a slow section there because he almost went head first into the wall. And we'll wind it up and start a hot lap. Doesn't have a lot of ERS to play with though. Apollo has picked up another 3-second penalty. He's up to 21 seconds. Yikes. It is a long race, so it's considerably easy to get penalties in a long race, but that is If you work that out, that's 7 times he's been given a 3-second penalty. Not even a personal best first sector there for Wahid. So I think that lack of ERS might be hurting him a bit as he tries to set a fast lap. I'd probably pull out of this lap as he has ERS wise. Cool the tyres a bit and go for a hot one once he's got more like 60-70% ERS. All the gaps have sort of started to spread out a bit. Bandcamp's closing up on Lotus pretty quick though. Just 3 seconds faster last lap. Jumped down to him. He's still getting good mileage out of these softs. 8 laps to go. Now he's already got this position and some thanks to penalties, but he'll want to do it on track. Use of ERS, he's saving it all for that DRS zone. Brakes early there. There's only been a no man's land. Would have been easy to dive up the inside of Lotus and get tangled up. He's too smart for that. Whack ERS up a bit, use DRS, try and follow in Lotus's way because he's trying to shake him off. Gets it down the inside. Still contact. He's forced Lotus a bit wide there. Oh, I think Band's going to get... No, looks like Lotus is going to get it. Neither of them got it. Neither of them got DRS. Oh, as Band locks up and then there's contact. They're still side by side. It's hard to get a good view of it. He's not giving this fight up. Finally, Band makes it through. Not sure why neither of them got DRS down that last straight. Yeah, very good racing. Keeping it clean despite the lockups. Hopefully Lotus can stick with him. It's going to be damn hard with those tyres. He's finally set a nice fast lap. He did a 1:39.5. Not quite good enough for the fastest lap, but personal best. He's rapidly closing up on Skins. I think that battle down there is done, so we'll jump up to Wahid and see what he can do. Speaking of which, Apollo and Sphinx are nice and close. Apollo's really brought that gap down. Of course, he has all the penalties in the world, but he'll still be able to take some pride from an on-track win if he can get it. Sphinx losing time with those old worn-out mediums, but Apollo's 12-lap-old softs aren't what they used to be either. Should still be better though. Ooh, a bit more curb there. Get a good run here with DRS and ERS. He whacks it up into a hot lap. Now overtake. Sphinx is in hot lap as well, trying to hold him off, but it's not going to be enough. Ferrari power in that Alpha is going to scream down the inside. We'll see if Sphinx got any answer on the next straight. I don't think he will. No, he's pretty much given up that position. No ERS to fight back with. He will know that he's still effectively race leader though because of Apollo's penalties. But Apollo's race pace in the last few laps on those softs is coming back to him. He has 21 seconds of penalties, which is, as we know, a hell of a lot. But Potsy has 3 seconds of his own, which means Apollo is effectively P2 right now, as long as he can maintain this pace. We'll jump back down with Wahid as he closes up on Skins. Potsy had a 152 lap last lap around, so he obviously made a mistake somewhere, which has cost him 10 seconds. And given second place on the grid to Apollo at the moment. He has 3 seconds penalty more than Skins, so he needs to get this move done and then pull a gap. He's lapping about 6/10 faster, but he has a good chance this lap to make it happen. Skins didn't have the best corner there. Should be able to fly past. Skins has no ERS to play with on this second straight. He'll get DRS, but won't really be able to use much of it. It's too far back, so that will be Wahid's position. Now he needs to pull 3 seconds on Memphis, or Skins as I should say if you don't know. That's his nickname. Ooh, the traction loss there. And every bit of that gearbox is screaming. 4 laps to go. It's squeaky bum time. Sphinx is your effective race leader with penalties. Apollo with 21 seconds of penalties puts him square in second place at the moment by about 2 seconds over Potsy. He needs to pull a gap to Skins. He's pulled about 2 seconds so far. Combined and Band having a squabble. Band got that move done though. Band is the second fastest car out on track, followed by Wahid. Surprisingly, Sphinx's tyres are lasting. He's done 25 laps on those mediums. He still did a 141.9 last lap. Or just then, just crossed the line. 3 laps to go, 141.5. Which, as we'll see, as Wahid is ready to cross the line, we'll see what sort of pace difference there is between 26 lap old mediums, 6 lap old softs. As Wahid sets a 139.6, so he's marching. 3 seconds faster last lap than Potsy, so he's well and truly in the crosshairs here. He's pulled that 3 seconds on Skins, so 4th is his, well and truly. He needs to pull a similar gap on Potsy though. A bit far back this time. Still looks up the inside though. Should get it done here. Much cleaner through that corner. Better traction on exit. Will Potsy have any answer? He's going to stay on the inside line, but he's just not going to be able to go as deep. And that might be job done there for Wahid. Falling off him now. Wahid needs to somehow pull 6 seconds on Potsy if he wants that to stay his position. Unfortunately for Apollo, he's picked up another 3-second penalty somewhere through there. He's got 24 seconds now, which will put him into 3rd instead of 2nd. Not the cleanest race for Apollo, I think we can safely say. Jacob and Band, our only clean runners. Combines decided to pit. He's thrown away track position to his teammate, but he's going to go out on the softs and try and go for a fast lap anyway. For the memes. See what he can do. He's still sort of lingering around that 2-second mark behind Wahid. He can't pull that gap on him just yet. At this part of the race, 2 laps to go, I think it's safe to say the car performance has been pretty good for everyone. I don't think there's any real outliers. The Alphas are definitely faster than I think we thought they were coming into it. Supposedly the 2nd slowest car behind the Toro Rosso. Well, I don't think that's the case. The Ferrari power has worked well here on those DRS straights. Racing Points were supposed to be the fastest car here behind the Haas, but with better straight line speed than the Haas. They showed it early part of the race. Skins was leading for a while. His own mistakes took him out of the running. We'll see what Combine can do with a hot lap for his last lap. 2nd last lap of the race for him. That black Haas looks awesome under the lights, minus the Rich Energy logos, of course. That shouldn't be there anymore. Nice and clean through there, good traction. That's a personal best and a fastest first sector of the race so far, 17.6. No mistakes, and he can get a bonus point and some bragging rights. Apollo has started the last lap of the race. Polo's got another 3-second penalty somewhere in there. He's on 27 seconds now. That's really starting to hurt him. He's right on the border of becoming... They're running for 5th, I think. If everyone else didn't have penalties of their own, of course. Which they do. So I think he's more likely 3rd. That's a hell of a lot of penalties. Another purple sector there for combined. This comes onto the straight. This will be the fastest lap of the race. A 1:37.7. Blistering lap. I'll show you fastest laps there as we go through onto this final lap. I'll jump up with Apollo as he's almost lost it there. He's lost a big chunk of wing on the final lap. 2 corners from the end. He's going to cross the line in the lead, but that little error there might cost him a place. Sphinx is going to take the win with penalties. Wahid, finish this lap properly, mate, and you'll probably grab 2nd. No, 3 seconds off Apollo. So 12 seconds of penalties hurt for Wahid, and Posse jumps them both up into 2nd. Skins stays 5th. Band, who's squeaky clean, I don't think he's going to jump any positions. He's going to stay in 6th. Watch him come across the line. Well done on a squeaky clean race. I think that's his first penalty-free race with assists off, and considering he's done it in 100%, that's no easy task. Lotus will come across and grab 7th. Race of probably what could have been for the Haas's. Had good pace at certain parts of it. Combined showed that with the fastest lap there at the end. And Jacob unfortunately just couldn't get the car ready for his own spec. Couldn't quite get all the pace out of it that he wanted, but he kept a really clean race. No penalties, which is what you like to see, so well done for that. And that is our race. That's our top 9. Unfortunately, Impulse and Gus not finishing. Both had the day from hell with crashes and errors. As Sphinx picks up the win in the Renault. You don't see your Renault on top of the podium too often. Well done to him. And here is our finishers. Sphinx picks up the win. Started 3rd. Wins it. Potsy comes home in 2nd. Great race for him considering the start and the error he had halfway through it. He had a spin. Polo finished on track in 1st, but will come in 3rd thanks to penalties. Quite a lot of them. Side by side with his Alpha there. Teammate Wahid in 4th. Skins in 5th. Band, the clean race in 6th. Lotus 7th. Haas teammate right behind in combined in 8th with the fastest lap of the race at the end. Jacob in 9th, and our non-finishers Impulse and Gus. I'll have a quick look through the incidents just so you can see. No, we won't because it'll get cut off, but that was our 100% Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We'll be back again tomorrow, hopefully with Kunai in tow for the Tier 1 race around the Circuit of Americas, and Tier 2 right behind it. So stay tuned for that one. It's been a pleasure having you here, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers, guys.